My older brother has never worked a day in his life. He told me, since you went to college and I didn't, Mom's house should go to me so we're even. You'll just make more money anyway. I let him brag to everyone that he was finally getting what he deserved. At the reading of the will, the lawyer announced that Mom had sold the house last year and put every penny into a trust for my future kids' education because I was the only responsible one. I'm 34. He's 41. Our mom had stage 4 cancer and about a month left according to hospice. I'd taken leave from work to be with her full time. My brother showed up maybe twice a week, always with some excuse about his bad back or how he didn't do well with hospitals. He never worked. Not once in his entire adult life. Lived with our mom until he was 38, then moved in with his girlfriend who supports him. Our mom paid his car insurance until last year. Bought his groceries. Gave him money whenever he asked. I put myself through state school working 3 jobs. Paid off my loans in 8 years. Built a decent career in accounting. Got married. We're trying for kids. But apparently I'm the one who needs to make things fair. He cornered me while I was doing Mom's dishes. She was asleep upstairs, too weak to come down anymore. He goes, I've been thinking. Since you got the college education and I didn't, you're obviously going to make way more money than me over your lifetime. So really, I should get the house. That way we're even. I just stared at him. He kept going. Mom would want things to be equal between us. You'll be fine. You've got your fancy job and your husband's income. I need this house. I can finally stop renting, maybe start a business or something. What business? I asked. He got all vague. I don't know, something entrepreneurial. I've got ideas. Point is, I deserve a leg up. You already got yours with college. I reminded him that nobody stopped him from going to college. We had the same opportunities. He chose to sit in Mom's basement smoking weed and playing video games for 2 decades. His face went red. That's bullshit. You were always the favorite. The smart one. The responsible one. Well, guess what? I'm finally getting what I deserve. Then he walked out. Over the next 2 weeks, he told everyone. Our aunt. Our cousins. Mom's church friends who brought casseroles. His girlfriend posted on Facebook about how they were so blessed to be inheriting a home and maybe could finally start a family. I said nothing. Mom died on a Tuesday. The funeral was that Friday. My brother showed up in a suit I'd never seen before, probably borrowed. He cried at the service. Real tears. I think he actually loved her, in his own selfish way. At the luncheon after, I overheard him talking to our cousin. Yeah, the house is mine. Mom and I had an understanding. She knew I needed it more. Our cousin looked uncomfortable. Did she put that in writing? Didn't need to, my brother said. Mother's in bond. She knew. The will reading was scheduled for the following Wednesday. Mom's lawyer had called me separately the week before she died, but I didn't mention it to my brother. He spent those days measuring rooms in Mom's house and talking about knocking down walls. We met at the lawyer's office at 2 p.m. My brother brought his girlfriend. I came alone because my husband had to work. The lawyer was this older woman, very professional. She offered condolences, then opened the file. Your mother updated her will 6 months ago, she started. My brother literally leaned forward in his chair. She had very specific wishes about her estate distribution. I stayed quiet. The house at 428 Maple Street was sold on November 3rd of last year. My brother's face went blank. What? Your mother sold the property for $340,000. After taxes and fees, the proceeds were $312,000. She sold it. Without telling me? He looked at me like I'd know something. I didn't. This was news to me too. The lawyer continued. She used that money to establish an educational trust fund. The entire amount, plus interest, is designated specifically for the future college education of your sister's children. Dead silence. The trust document states, and I quote, "This is for my daughter's future children, as she is the only responsible one in this family who will raise kids worth investing in." My brother's girlfriend made a choking sound. There are additional stipulations. The trust cannot be accessed by anyone except the beneficiary children once they reach college age. If your sister has no children, or if her children choose not to attend college, the money goes to a scholarship fund at the local community college. Where the fuck is she living then? My brother finally asked. Your mother moved to a senior living facility last November. The sale of her home funded her care there until her death. I remembered visiting Mom at her new place. I thought she just moved to a smaller rental. She never told me she sold the house. My brother stood up. This is bullshit. She wasn't in her right mind. The cancer. Your mother was evaluated by 2 physicians who confirmed her mental competency at the time of both the sale and the trust establishment. Everything is legally sound. He turned to me. You knew. You had to know. I didn't. Liar. You poisoned her against me. You. The lawyer interrupted. There's one more thing. Your mother left you a personal letter. She handed him an envelope. He ripped it open right there. I couldn't see what it said, but I watched his face go from red to white as he read. His hands started shaking. What does it say? His girlfriend whispered. He crumpled it up and threw it at me. It bounced off my shoulder. Fuck you, he said. Fuck both of you. Then he stormed out. His girlfriend scrambled after him. After they left, I picked up the letter and smoothed it out. It said, you had 41 years to show me you could be responsible with anything I gave you. You never did. Your sister earned what she's built. Maybe watch her example and learn something. I loved you, but I won't reward failure. Mom. The lawyer was packing up her files. For what it's worth, your mother spoke very highly of you. She was proud. I cried then. Not about the money or the house. Just because my mom had seen me. Really seen me. My brother hasn't spoken to me since. He sent one text that night, hope your imaginary kids enjoy their blood money. I blocked his number. My aunt called a few days later. Apparently my brother told everyone I manipulated mom into cutting him out. Half the family believes him. The other half is staying out of it. My husband says I should feel good about it. That my mom made her own choice and I didn't do anything wrong. But I keep thinking about my brother's face when he read that letter. How destroyed he looked. He's still my brother. Part of me wonders if I should have said something, warned him somehow, even though I didn't know. Am I a butthole? So my brother found out where I work. I didn't think he'd actually show up at my office, but I was wrong. Last Thursday around 3 p.m., our receptionist called my desk and said someone was here to see me. No appointment. When I asked who, she lowered her voice and said, he's claiming to be your brother but he's being kind of aggressive. I went down to the lobby and there he was. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. His girlfriend wasn't with him. We need to talk, he said. I told him this wasn't the place. He raised his voice. You don't get to decide that. You stole my inheritance. My boss happened to be walking through the lobby right then. He stopped and looked at me. I felt my face burning. I pulled my brother outside to the parking lot. What do you want? I want you to split the money. There is no money. It's in a trust for kids I don't even have yet. Then break the trust. Give me half. That's fair. I explained again that I legally can't touch it. The lawyer made that clear. It's locked until my future kids go to college, and if I don't have kids, it goes to a scholarship fund. He didn't believe me. Or he didn't want to believe me. You're lying. You probably already figured out how to access it. You always were good at manipulating people. That one hurt. Our mom died 3 weeks ago and he's standing in my workplace parking lot calling me a manipulator. I didn't know about any of this, I said. Mom made her choices without telling me. Bullshit. You were there every day at the end. You had plenty of time to get in her ear. I reminded him I was there because I took leave to care for her. He visited twice a week if we were lucky. I have a bad back, he started, and I just walked away. Went back inside. He followed me to the door but security stopped him. That was Thursday. Friday I got a call from our aunt. The one who used to bring casseroles when mom was sick. She said my brother showed up at her house crying. Told her I manipulated mom into cutting him out. Said I'd forged documents or bribed the lawyer. She wanted to know my side. I told her the same thing I told him. I had no idea mom sold the house. The lawyer's office was the first I heard of it. Well, he seems to really believe you did something, she said. He's hurt and looking for someone to blame. Maybe you could help him out a little. Just from your own savings. He's family. I hung up on her. Saturday my brother started posting on Facebook. Long rants about elder abuse and financial manipulation. He didn't name me directly but everyone knew who he meant. His girlfriend commented on every post with crying emojis and "we'll get through this, baby." Sunday he tagged me in a post. It said, some people think a college degree makes them better than everyone else. Some people think they can steal from family and get away with it. Karma is real. I untagged myself and blocked him. Then I had to block his girlfriend too because she sent me a message. You know he's suffering. You have the power to fix this and you're choosing not to. What kind of sister are you? The kind who's tired of being blamed for other people's choices. Monday morning I got to work and there were flowers on my desk. For a second I thought my husband sent them. Then I read the card. For the funeral of your conscience. Rest in peace. No signature but I knew. I showed them to my boss. Told him everything, the whole story. He was quiet for a minute, then said, if he shows up here again, we'll handle it. But you might want to think about documentation. I started screenshotting everything. The Facebook posts before I blocked him. The message from his girlfriend. I saved the card from the flowers. Tuesday my brother called my husband's cell phone. I don't know how he got the number. My husband let it go to voicemail. The message was 4 minutes long. Tell your wife she's a thief and a liar. Tell her mom's looking down ashamed of what she became. Tell her I'm not going away until she makes this right. She owes me. She fucking owes me and everyone knows it. My husband wanted to call the police right then. I told him to wait. I don't know why. Maybe because he's still my brother. Maybe because some part of me feels guilty even though I know I didn't do anything wrong. Wednesday our cousin, the one who was at the funeral, called me. I'm staying out of it, she said, but I think you should know he's talking to a lawyer. About contesting the will. On what grounds? Undue influence. He thinks you convinced Mom to change it while she was sick. I asked the cousin if she thought that. If she really believed I'd do something like that. Long pause. I don't know what to think. He's very convincing when he talks about it. He's had 41 years of practice making excuses. She didn't like that. Said I was being cold. Said grief affects people differently and maybe I should have more compassion. I told her Mom's letter was pretty clear about who was responsible and who wasn't. She got quiet and then said she had to go. That was yesterday. This morning I got an email from a law office I've never heard of. They're representing my brother. They want copies of all documents related to Mom's estate, the trust, the house sale, everything. The email said they have significant concerns about the circumstances surrounding the estate distribution and are prepared to pursue all available legal remedies. I forwarded it to Mom's lawyer. She called me an hour later. This is a fishing expedition, she said. Your mother's will is airtight. 2 doctors certified her competency. The trust was established 6 months before she died, when she was still relatively healthy. They have no case. So what do I do? Nothing. Let them waste their money. Eventually they'll realize they're not getting anywhere. But here's the thing. My brother doesn't have money to waste on lawyers. Which means either he's found someone to take the case on contingency, or his girlfriend is paying for it, or he's borrowed from someone. And if he's desperate enough to borrow money to sue me, I don't know what else he might do. My husband thinks I'm in denial about how serious this is getting. He wants me to file for a protective order or something. But that feels like escalation. That feels like admitting we're enemies now instead of just siblings having a really bad fight. I keep thinking about when we were kids. He used to walk me to school. Let me play with his video games even though I was annoying about it. There was a version of him that was a good brother, before he decided the world owed him something. Part of me wants to believe that person is still in there. But then I remember his face at the will reading. The hate in his eyes. The flowers with that card. My mom saw something I'm only just starting to see. She knew what he'd become. Maybe that's why the letter was so harsh. I'm not backing down. The money is for my kids, if I have them, and if I don't, it'll help other kids get educated. That's what Mom wanted. That's what's going to happen. But I'm scared of my own brother and I hate that I'm scared. Does that make me weak? His lawyer dropped him. I found out through our cousin, the same one who's been staying out of it. She called yesterday morning sounding uncomfortable. Said my brother's attorney withdrew from the case after reviewing all the documents. Apparently there was nothing to contest. Mom's will was exactly what the lawyer said it was, airtight and legally sound. My brother is convinced the attorney was bribed. He posted about it on Facebook before I had him blocked everywhere. Our cousin sent me screenshots. Corrupt legal system protects the rich and money talks and my sister has plenty of it apparently. I make $68K a year as an accountant. I'm not rich. But in his head I'm some kind of wealth hoarder. The really bad part started Friday night. My husband and I went out to dinner. Nothing fancy, just this Italian place near our apartment. We were walking back to the car around 9 p.m. when someone grabbed my arm from behind. It was my brother. I didn't even know he knew where we lived. We moved 6 months ago and I never gave him the new address. We need to talk, he said. His breath smelled like alcohol. My husband stepped between us. Let go of her. This is between me and my sister. You're drunk. Go home. My brother shoved him. Not hard but enough that my husband stumbled back a step. Then everything happened fast. My husband shoved back. My brother threw a punch that missed. Someone from the restaurant came out and yelled that they were calling the police. My brother looked at me with this expression I'd never seen before. Desperate and mean at the same time. You ruined my life, he said. Then he left. Just walked off into the dark before the cops showed up. When the police did arrive, we gave a statement. They took down my brother's name and description but said without him there, without visible injuries or witnesses to the actual assault, there wasn't much they could do. They suggested I document everything and consider a restraining order if it escalated. I didn't sleep that night. Saturday morning his girlfriend called from a number I hadn't blocked yet. I answered without thinking. You need to stop this, she said. No hello, no introduction. Stop what? He's falling apart. He can't eat. He can't sleep. All because you won't do the right thing. I asked her what the right thing was in her opinion. Give him some of the money. Even just enough to get started somewhere. He's your brother. I can't access that money. It's in a trust for kids I don't have yet. So have kids. Then take it out and split it with him. The logic was so twisted I almost laughed. That's not how it works. Then break the trust. Pay a lawyer to break it. That money is for education. That's what Mom wanted. She got quiet for a second. Then, your mom was a bitter old woman who played favorites her whole life. She turned him into this. I hung up. An hour later I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. It was a photo of my car. Taken in our apartment parking lot. Taken that morning based on the light. Just the photo. No message. I showed my husband. He went outside to check. Nothing was wrong with the car. No damage, no note. But someone had been there. Someone knew where we parked, what we drove. My husband called the police again. They sent an officer who took another report. He said the same thing as the night before. Document everything. Consider a restraining order. Without a direct threat, they couldn't do much. Sunday I called Mom's lawyer. Told her about Friday night, the girlfriend's call, the photo. She didn't sugarcoat it. This is harassment. You need to file for a protective order. That feels extreme. He put his hands on you in public and your husband witnessed it. He's stalking your home. This is exactly what protective orders are for. I told her I'd think about it. Monday morning I went to work and found my tires slashed. All 4 of them. Security footage showed someone in a hood around 4 a.m. Couldn't see their face. They knew where the cameras were and stayed out of clear view. I knew it was him. I couldn't prove it, but I knew. Filed a police report. My insurance will cover it, but I have a $500 deductible. The officer who took the report asked if I'd filed for that protective order yet. When I said no, he looked at me like I was stupid. Maybe I am. That afternoon our aunt called. The casserole one. She was crying. He came to my house last night, she said. Banging on the door at midnight. Screaming about how everyone abandoned him. How Mom abandoned him. How you abandoned him. Did you call the police? He's family. I can't do that to him. But she could call and make me feel guilty about it. I asked her what she wanted from me. Maybe if you just talked to him. Really talked. Explain things calmly. I've tried. He doesn't want to listen. He wants money I don't have access to. Then find a way to get access. You're smart. You went to college. I hung up on her too. My husband came home from work that night and said we needed to talk. He sat me down at the kitchen table with this serious look. I love you, he started, which is never a good start. But this is getting dangerous. He slashed your tires. He's following us. He knows where we live. I know. So why haven't you filed for the protective order? I didn't have a good answer. Because he's my brother felt weak. Because I feel guilty felt weaker. Because once I do that, it's real, I finally said. It means we're really done. It means I'm saying my own brother is dangerous. He is dangerous. He put his hands on you. He was drunk. That's not an excuse. I know it's not. I know he's right. But there's this part of me that keeps hoping my brother will wake up and realize how insane he's being. That he'll apologize. That we can somehow find our way back to being siblings who don't hate each other. My husband must have seen it on my face because he got quiet. Then he said, "What if he hurts you? What if next time he does more than grab your arm?" I didn't answer. This morning I woke up to 17 missed calls. All from different numbers. I didn't recognize any of them. No voicemails. Just calls every few minutes starting at 2 a.m. I'm exhausted. I'm scared. And I'm still wondering if I'm overreacting. If filing for protection against my own brother makes me the bad guy somehow. If I'm making this worse by not just finding a way to give him something, anything, to make him stop. My mom's been dead for 5 weeks. This is what her final act of honesty created. And I can't tell if she'd be proud of me for standing firm or disappointed that I've let it get this far. My brother showed up at my dad's grave. I haven't mentioned my dad before because he died when I was 12 and my brother was 19. Heart attack. Sudden. We visit his grave every year on his birthday, which was yesterday. I've gone alone the past few years. My brother stopped coming around the time he turned 30. Said it was too depressing. But yesterday he was there when I arrived. Sitting on the grass next to the headstone like he'd been waiting. I almost turned around and left. But something made me walk over. Maybe because it was Dad's grave and that felt sacred somehow. Neutral ground. "I knew you'd come today," he said. Didn't look at me. Just stared at the headstone. I didn't say anything. Put down the flowers I'd brought and stood there. Dad would have split everything down the middle, my brother said. He would have made sure we were both taken care of. Dad died before we knew what kind of people we'd become. He looked up at me then. His eyes were red. What kind of person am I? The kind who slashed my tires. Who stalked my apartment? Who grabbed me outside a restaurant? I never slashed your tires. Security footage says otherwise. I wasn't anywhere near your apartment that night. I was with my girlfriend. She'll tell you. Something about the way he said it made me pause. He sounded genuine. But then again, he'd always been good at sounding genuine when he needed something. Fine. Then who did? He shrugged. How should I know? Maybe you have other enemies. I don't. I'm an accountant. I have coworkers who are polite in a book club I attend twice a month. No enemies except the one sitting in front of me. We sat in silence for a while. Then he said, I'm losing everything. My girlfriend is leaving me. Our aunt won't return my calls. The family thinks I'm crazy. You are acting crazy. Because I got screwed over and everyone expects me to just accept it. You didn't get screwed over. Mom made a choice based on 41 years of watching you refuse to help yourself. His jaw clenched. You don't know what it was like. Being the one who didn't measure up. The one who couldn't hack college. The disappointment. So you just gave up? Decided the world owed you something? I decided I deserved the same love she gave you. That hit different than I expected. Not because it was true, but because I realized he actually believed it. He genuinely thought Mom loved me more. Not that she was disappointed in his choices, but that she fundamentally preferred me. She loved you, I said. She just didn't respect your decisions. Same thing. It's not. He stood up. Brushed grass off his jeans. I have a lawyer looking into guardianship issues. Apparently there are cases where estates get overturned if someone can prove the deceased was unduly influenced in their final months. Mom wasn't influenced. She was competent. 2 doctors certified it. Doctors can be wrong. Or paid off. By who? Me and my $68K salary? You'd be surprised what people do for $300,000. He walked away. Left me standing there alone with Dad's grave and a sick feeling in my stomach. I called Mom's lawyer as soon as I got to my car. Told her what he said about guardianship and undue influence. She sighed. He can file whatever he wants. It'll get thrown out. But it'll drag things out. Cost money. Be a headache. How long? Months. Maybe a year if he appeals. A year of this. A year of harassment and legal fees and looking over my shoulder. When I got home, my husband was in the kitchen making dinner. He took one look at my face and turned off the stove. What happened? I told him about the graveyard. About the new lawyer. About how my brother swears he didn't slash my tires. You believe him? I don't know what I believe anymore. That night I couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about what my brother said. About how Dad would have split everything. And he's probably right. Dad was the type who believed in equal treatment no matter what. But Dad also died before my brother spent 2 decades proving he couldn't be trusted with responsibility. Around 2 a.m. I got up to get water and saw I had a message on Facebook. From someone I didn't know. A woman, mid-40s based on her profile picture. I saw your brother's post about your mom's estate. I'm a paralegal and I've seen cases like this before. If you need help documenting harassment for a protective order, I can point you to resources. Free of charge. Nobody should have to deal with family like this. A stranger offering to help me build a case against my own brother. I didn't respond. Closed the app. Went back to bed. The next morning our aunt called. Not the casserole aunt, the other one. The one who lives 2 states away and only shows up for weddings and funerals. I heard about the situation, she said. Your brother called me last week. Very upset. I'm sure he was. He mentioned you might be willing to negotiate. Split things more fairly. There's nothing to split. The money's in a trust I can't access. But if you wanted to, you could figure something out. You're resourceful. I asked her why she was calling. What she really wanted. Long pause. Your brother mentioned he might need to borrow some money. For legal fees. I told him I'd co-sign a loan if you agreed to mediation. You want me to negotiate with him so you don't have to pay his legal bills. I want this family to stop tearing itself apart. Then tell him to drop it. Tell him to accept what Mom decided and move on. You know he won't do that. Then I guess the family stays torn apart. She called me selfish and hung up. My husband thinks they're all coordinating. That my brother is going to different family members trying to build pressure from all sides. Make me the villain who's refusing to compromise. Maybe he's right. Maybe this is strategy. Or maybe my brother really is falling apart and dragging everyone down with him. I got another message today. This one from his girlfriend. Just 2 words, please reconsider. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be reconsidering. Giving him money I don't have? Breaking a legal trust? Pretending Mom didn't know exactly what she was doing when she made her choices? Tomorrow I have a meeting with Mom's lawyer to go over options. She mentioned something about a cease and desist letter. About making things formal. And I keep thinking about my brother at Dad's grave. How small he looked. How defeated. Part of me wants to feel sorry for him. But then I remember the flowers with that card. The slashed tires, whether he did it or not. The 17 missed calls at 2 a.m. Something's building. I can feel it. Like standing outside before a storm when the air gets heavy and strange. I just don't know what's going to break first. My brother got arrested 3 days ago. Not for the tires or the harassment. For breaking into our aunt's house. The casserole aunt. The one who kept telling me to compromise. Apparently he'd been staying with her for the past week after his girlfriend finally kicked him out. She came home from work Tuesday afternoon and found him in her study going through her filing cabinet. He'd pried it open with a screwdriver. Papers everywhere. He was looking for documents. Anything related to Mom's estate or the trust. He told the police he had a right to see them because it was family business. They arrested him anyway. Breaking and entering, destruction of property. Our aunt called me from the police station. She was crying so hard I could barely understand her at first. I tried to help him, she kept saying. I let him stay here. I made him meals. And he destroys my house. I didn't know what to say. Part of me wanted to point out that I'd warned her. That I told her he was spiraling. But she sounded so broken I just listened. He kept saying you had documents. Proof that you forged something or bribed someone. He was convinced I was hiding them for you. There are no documents like that. I know that now. She posted bail for him yesterday morning. $2,500 she didn't really have. He's staying at a motel now. She won't let him back in her house. I found out through our cousin that his girlfriend didn't just kick him out. She filed for a restraining order. Apparently he'd been accusing her of conspiring with me. Going through her phone at night while she slept. She woke up once and found him standing over her bed just staring at her. The lawyer he'd hired dropped him after the arrest. Said he couldn't represent someone actively committing crimes related to the case. My husband asked if I felt vindicated. I don't. I just feel tired. Mom's lawyer called this morning. The trust is officially closed to any challenges. The 6-month window for contesting the will passed last week. Even if my brother found a new lawyer, there's nothing left to contest. It's over legally. But it doesn't feel over. I keep thinking about him at Dad's grave. How he said he was losing everything. Turns out he was right, just not for the reasons he thought. Our cousin told me he's been posting on Facebook again. Long rants about the justice system and corrupt families and how blood means nothing anymore. Most people have stopped engaging. A few distant relatives comment with concern or Bible verses. His ex-girlfriend blocked him. The aunt who wanted me to mediate called yesterday. Not to apologize, but to tell me I should visit him. He's family. He needs support right now. I asked her if she'd visit me if our situations were reversed. If I'd harassed her, slashed tires, broken into her house. Would she bring me casseroles in jail? She got quiet. Then she said, that's different. How? She couldn't answer. I'm not visiting him. I'm not posting bail or hiring lawyers or offering support. He made choices and now he's living with them. That's what consequences look like. My husband and I talked about moving. Not because I'm scared anymore, but because this apartment doesn't feel like ours anymore. It feels contaminated somehow. Like my brother's obsession has seeped into the walls. We're looking at houses in a different part of the city. Something with a yard. Room for kids eventually. When we're ready. The trust money sits there waiting for children I haven't had yet. Maybe won't have for years. And if I don't have kids, it'll go to scholarships like Mom wanted. Either way, it'll help someone get educated. Someone who'll use that education to build something instead of tearing things down. I think about Mom a lot. About that letter she left him. You had 41 years to show me you could be responsible with anything I gave you. You never did. She knew. She'd watched him for 4 decades and she knew exactly who he'd become. And instead of enabling it one more time, she made a choice. A hard choice that she knew would hurt him but might help others. I used to think that was cruel. Now I think it was the most honest thing she ever did. Last night I had a dream about my brother. We were kids again, maybe 8 and 15. He was teaching me to ride a bike. Patient and encouraging. That version of him existed once. I have to believe that. But people aren't frozen in their best moments. They're the sum of every choice they make, every path they take or don't take. My brother chose resentment over responsibility. Blame over growth. And now he's sitting in a motel room with a criminal record and no family left who'll take his calls. I got a letter from him today. Forwarded through our aunt because he doesn't know my new address yet. I almost didn't open it. It was 3 pages. Single-spaced. Handwritten. Most of it was the same accusations I'd heard before. But at the end he wrote something that stuck with me. I hope you're happy now. You won. You get to be the good daughter, the responsible one, the one who deserves everything. I hope it keeps you warm at night knowing you chose money over family. I didn't choose money over family. I chose to honor my mother's wishes. There's a difference he'll never understand. I burned the letter in our kitchen sink. Watched the pages curl and blacken. My husband asked if I felt better. I don't feel better or worse. I just feel done. The trust will sit there for years, maybe decades. When my kids are old enough to ask about their grandmother, I'll tell them she was complicated. That she loved fiercely but held people accountable. That she taught me you can't save someone who won't save themselves. And I'll tell them about their uncle. Not the villain version or the victim version. Just the truth. That he was given every chance and chose to burn them all down. That sometimes the cruelest thing you can do is keep enabling someone who refuses to change. Mom's house is gone. The money's locked away. My brother's life is in pieces. And I'm standing here in an apartment that doesn't feel like home anymore, planning a future with a husband who loves me and maybe someday kids who'll benefit from their grandmother's final act of tough love. This is what inheritance really looks like. Not money or houses or trusts. But the choice to break cycles or perpetuate them. I broke it. And my brother can hate me for that for the rest of his life if he wants to. I'm okay with that now.